Welcome to Becoming Saiyans.
A Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. I'm Truman.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast. On today's episode, we watched episodes 46 and 47 titled Bulma's Bad Day and Kame House Found. Getting into a little bit of the trivia for you today. There's not a whole lot from what I was seeing. Some differences from the manga to start, I guess. First, on the first episode is Commander Red is ordering the bear soldier to send the dispatch. Happened in the command center, but in the manga he was in his office. Yeah. General Blue admiring himself in the mirror while getting prepared for the day is exclusive to the anime. Also, the anime depicts Blue getting the report from the Tiger Soldier while in transit. While in the manga, they has implied the two are already at the monitoring station while being debriefed. Largely because of this addition, his overall demeanor to the soldiers' delays up to encountering the nose-picking soldier is downplayed in the anime, merely having him sternly warning them about Red losing his temper if they fail to find the Dragon Ball again, while making a gesture with his arm. In the manga, he was shown screaming in rage and overall pitching a fit over their delays finding the ball. Which it seemed like he was pretty much like that for us. I don't know what that.
Yeah, it feels like he had the guy executed. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I think that's actually shows up here. In the manga, he gets the assignment, and then Goku, to target Goku immediately after expressing pleasure at the sound of gunfire, executing the nose picking. In the anime, he proceeded to order the decontamination before that happens, which we'll get to the assassination, but man. On a similar note, the soldier indicated he had a wife and kids in the anime, the Japanese version, while in the manga that he says no such thing. Also, the anime has him as blonde-haired, while in the manga he is dark-haired.
Talking about Blue?
General Blue, yeah.
Yeah.
The anime has General Blue demanding to know the crocodile soldier's point, in that Japanese version, and reminding him in turn that he hasn't taken out Blue's unit yet, English version, when warned that the same kid wiped out both Silver and White's units. And Blue openly disses Silver and White as being embarrassments to the army in the Japanese version, which is pretty savage. He kind of insinuates that in the English version, but
he doesn't
flat out say it. In the manga, Blue immediately dissed Silver and White as embarrassments, even though, when he was warned about Goku's role. And in the manga, after Red Ribbon Army soldiers suggest having some fun with Bulma, the scene abruptly changes to them chasing her with choppers. In the anime, that she throws dirt first. A Red Ribbon Army soldier informing General Blue that the choppers have disappeared is exclusive to the anime. So, a little bit of additions, a little bit of changes, nothing too
It feels
crazy.
like more just like expanding on small scenes.
Yeah.
Like
nothing.
Giving more background to what's happening at the same time as other stuff.
And also just kind of maybe like slightly saving money by keeping sets different and not having people moving as often.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. The debriefing, and going into trivia, the debriefing the Tiger Soldier gives General Blue regarding the lack of progress is somewhat different between the English and Japanese version. In the dub, the Tiger makes it sound as if they were unable to find the Dragon Ball due to the radar not being able to gauge their general location and being too vague. While in the Japanese version, he specifies they can't find the Dragon Ball because it's underwater and they don't have a good fix on the location. General Blue also alludes to Commander Red being furious if they don't find the ball in the Japanese version. Well, he never mentions Red at all in the English version, which we watched the English one. So, in the English version, or in the Japanese version, the man that General Blue executes for picking his nose tries to protest he has a wife and kid before getting dragged off. This isn't indicated in the English version. The English version also has the Tiger Soldier address the soldier as a private and bluntly tell him to move along, escorting him out the door to be shot, while the Japanese version has the Tiger not say anything. In addition, the English dub makes it sound as though Blue's specific rationale for having the soldier executed was because his doing so was causing significant delays, while in the Japanese version, he has him... while in the Japanese version of the episode, as well as the manga chapter it's based on, he just executed him solely from picking his nose without ever mentioning the Dragon Balls. Also, General Blue considering Silver and White to be embarrassment for the Red Ribbon Army was not indicated in the English dub. This also leads to a slight plot hole later on where Blue mentions that he ultimately has to owe White an apology regarding Goku. Ironically, that was a later addition to the dub. And that's all on the first one. That had a lot of trivia and stuff for what I would say is a pretty, like, not long, not a lot goes on episode, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a bulk of the last half of the episode is really just Bulma's bad day being a bad day.
Yeah. And then differences to the manga in the next episode, the Kame House episode, is the Red Ribbon Soldiers recovering the defeated soldiers is exclusive to the anime. Krillin and Launch at the Market is mentioned in the manga, but shown in the anime. Turtle Sun makes appearance in this episode. The character had never appeared nor was ever mentioned in the manga, which I put like crazy lore trouble talking about it. I was like, what the heck? Master Roshi and Krillin talking about the legend of the pirate treasure. That's all exclusive to the anime. Trivia, beginning with this episode, there was now a longer sounding gong sound during the intro after the logo animation was finished forming. Didn't really notice that it was a longer gong sound. I know what they're talking about, like that. Gong.
Yeah.
I just whatever.
It must not have been long enough to really be like, ooh.
Yeah. This episode had the highest rating for the Dragon Ball anime series on Fuji TV, with a 29.5% rating share. I don't know what that means. I don't know how Fuji TV works. All of that is new to me, but this is the highest rated episode of whatever, however they rate stuff over there. I have some thoughts.
I mean, yeah, I guess I would assume in the context like 29.5% probably means that like there was more people tuning into this than like any other show and any other episode in the like anime.
Okay, highest watch, not highest, because 29% rating does not sound good.
Because the way it says that, it sounds like how you 8 million people watched the NBA Finals. That's 10 million less than last year. Like, it sounds like that type of stuff.
I gotcha.
It's my interpretation. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if you noticed this, but in the trivia, the pirate captain from the backstory is identical to Bacterian. It's exactly like they took the model and just like superimposed a pirate hat on him.
You know what? I respect it.
A little plot hole I throw out here is Krillin is able to fly the seaplane despite being 13 years old and presumably having no flying experience.
And it also bears me able to see over the steering wheel, I think.
Yeah. At the beginning of this episode, it shows two men being carried away. In the previous episode, Goku destroyed their copters. It shows the tan male twice and not his black-skinned partner, which I was thinking, I saw that too. I was like, what? Why is it the same guy,
You know what? I saw it. I didn't connect the dots. It didn't register. But now, it's been in the trivia. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Where was this co-pilot?
There's also more plot holes here because one of the glass from where he like jumped through and kicked the guy in the face was shattered, and then you cut to that plane and it's intact but crushed. That copter. The other one also was cut in half and is not cut in half. It just has like a dent in the top of it.
It's probably cheaper to do it the way they did.
Yeah. During the debriefing regarding the recovery of the soldiers, Blue seemed to express particular interest when they mentioned a woman, and even made it clear he was willing to risk soldiers dying prematurely from their injuries just to get intel relating to her. Ironically, he would later be revealed to be gay when encountering the same woman later on. Which, wow. I mean, I guess that comes up later. Spoiler alert, General Blue apparently is gay. I did not know that was coming in that as I was reading it. But yeah.
I mean, I definitely have some notes about him being a little flamboyant.
I will let you know before we get started. I have a lot of notes about these episodes. But before we get to them, previously on Dragon Ball, Goku and Bulma are flying off to find the Dragon Ball. They find out that the Dragon Ball is in the ocean, so they park on a little island nearby where the Dragon Ball is. Bulma tries to throw out a submarine, but finds out all she has is a Dino Cat full of dirty magazines from her dad. So Goku decides to swim down to the bottom of it, but he cannot swim far enough. Bulma gets attacked, then saved, then almost assaulted by some Red Ribbon Army goons before Goku almost kills them, even though it looked like he did kill him. Moving into the next episode, Goku says, hey, we should go see Master Roshi, because maybe he has a submarine. So then they fly to Master Roshi's island, sit there for basically an entire day while they wait for Krillin and Launch to come back from the market, and Roshi is a perv. And that's what you missed on Dragon Ball. Jesse, go for it.
Honestly, pretty about what you expect to start a 11 episode saga.
I did not like these episodes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say it up top. Did not like these ones.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, as a first time viewer, they were okay.
I found them to be some of the worst stuff. Like, it's going to be hard for me to find a good part of these episodes. So it's not just, hey, Krillin's back, yay.
Yeah, I say okay because, you know what, if I was watching them for the 600th time, or however many times you've now watched these episodes, I would probably also have to agree with you. Like, it's... They definitely feel like episodes that get worse the more times. If we watch them 2 more times in a row, I'd probably get on here and have the same opinion you do, that these episodes suck. But as a first-time viewer, they were mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Like
the very high ceiling, very high floor, low ceiling.
Well, I would argue pretty low ceiling and floor. Because the floor gets into the basement.
Yeah.
The floor gets into the floor goes downstairs with the old devil.
Yeah. So out of the episodes we've watched so far, these are the first 2 batches where both episodes I am like, oof. I could doze off during these ones. These ones don't do them for me. There were a lot of missteps in my opinion for the whole thing.
There are some bad. It's a pretty. For the last couple of podcast episodes, I've had a kind of a hard time picking like a bad like my least favorite part. It's gonna be hard in the other direction of like, it was hard before because like, oh, these are so good, these episodes are so awesome, there's nothing I really hate. It's more like there's so much I hate, we can have like 5 honorable mentions.
Yeah. Well, let's just start off right at the top. No, I'm just kidding. But
just show you that like it might be a long deliberation because we're like, well, we have to mention this and that.
Yeah. So I guess like to start off, some good that I like from this episode, since we're gonna make a compliment sandwich here. Goku realizing that maybe the Nimbus Cloud can fly faster, and then all of a sudden hitting like Mach 7 is great. Then immediately cutting to General Reb with the most Scottish, Russian, Irish voice ever.
White ethnic.
Yeah. That was
General Red is a white ethnicity.
I was able to get a good chuckle out of General Red. He was great,
especially like when he over pets his cat.
Yeah, and then the cat bites him. He's like, "We must get this boy. We want him dead. Dead, I say." He was good. I enjoyed him. He was fun.
It's always fun to flash.
General Red is great. Anytime we get to see him, he's kind of like Sam Pilaf right now. It's like, oh, it's somebody who's going to make me laugh.
There you go.
Then they get immediately into the bad. They land on the island, and we find out there's not a single good male character in this entire show that's not Goku right now.
Yeah,
I would say like a non-perverted character, because even Krillin's got
his moment, but like Krillin, at the end of the day, Krillin.
But they're also kids. I'm talking more grown adults.
Yeah,
because Murasaki's bad. Roshi, we already know. Ader's a robot. He doesn't count. He's an android. He doesn't count.
That's right.
He was just born like last week. He does not count.
Well, I think he was born longer ago than that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like he's still a child, age wise.
Yeah.
Mental
age.
Yeah. But yeah, she throws up. Oh no, I don't have my dino caps. At least there's one left here. Goku's like, this could help us.
You know what? I'm gonna raise you. The police officer. That's probably the last like real good adult.
We have not seen enough from him to see whether or not he is a bad person.
He was very apologetic when he hit that lady's car, and I think a bad person would not have done it.
Okay, I'll give you that one. There's one other male character.
I just had to figure out someone
with exceptions to we don't know what his preferences are when it comes to dirty magazines, but we'll give you one. The cop, we don't know if he has dirty magazines, so I guess he's safe from this, but Dr. Brief has a dino cap filled with dirty magazines.
Yep. Which, I mean, I don't want to insult the guy.
You have Bikini Brief there. What are you doing?
You have the hottest character so far in the entire show.
Yeah. You've got the
as
hottest
a wife
character.
what we learned from the Japanese episode was willing to drug a child, which I mean, not giving her passport, but like obviously she wants something.
Yeah, she's down. Like, what are we doing here?
She wants a couple more Bulmas, man. Come on.
I do love Goku being like, wow, these girls must be poor. They can't even afford clothes, you know?
Goku being so innocent.
Yeah,
I love it.
that was a good joke. Okay, there we go. We'll get the sandwich. We got the bread. We got the nasty. We got the next piece of bread.
Again, that's a good way to do a moment like that. Where it's like, have Goku's naivety
make it funny. Undercut the gross.
Make you forget, like, God, this is still pretty off-putting. Especially, and then Bulma brings you right back in. Like, not even my dad can be trusted.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, you just ruin her entire like belief system in her dad.
Yeah. And then Goku's like, I'll just swim down there then. And it's like, dude, it's the ocean.
To be fair to Goku, he has never met a piece of water he couldn't get to the bottom of.
Yeah. He has never tried to swim to the bottom of the ocean, so therefore he could succeed. And he'd have a better chance of just like starting at the island and just running on the bottom. You know, like that would probably get him to the ball faster if he just took off like sprinting down the bottom.
Then the problem does come, like, can he get back before he drowns? That's
true.
That is the fact.
Call out for a power pole into the ground, shoot up into the air.
Hey, yeah, that could be a thing you do.
Listen, I guess I should be Goku because I'm way smarter than this. You know, but
with great power comes great responsibility.
General Blue, finding out that he was gay from that trivia, what kind of blew my mind. I don't remember him being gay, but it does make my problems with that character because I was like, man, he's like really OCD, you know, about the sneeze or about the nose picking and let's disinfect everything.
The main thing I wrote about General Blue is he's a very pretty boy. Like I do enjoy that they put him getting ready in the mirror in the anime.
Yeah,
because it immediately tells you, oh, this
guy's gonna be in over. He's gonna be in over his head immediately when he faces off.
He's in over his head against Goku, but also it immediately tells you he is a pretty boy. He's very flamboyant in his personality, even before realizing he was gay. Like it just gives you everything you need to know about this character in 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it's like,
but
boom.
Now knowing that he's gay, like later on, you can see how this is.
Well,
just
you can also kind of toughen.
Yeah, this is just a gay stereotype.
He carries himself very. They made him very fruity.
Yeah, it's the 80s and 90s gay stereotype character, like almost immediately.
Makes it even worse that they gave him like blue eyes, blonde hair.
Yeah,
it's like.
But I also immediately don't take Blue as a threat, even though I wrote that down as he was killing one of his one of his members. I was like, I don't take you as a threat.
I think he just has a quick temper. I think that's like the big.
Yeah.
That's kind of what that showed to me is like he's very pretty boy, quick tempered. Fruity.
I said OCD, like that was what I went because it seemed like he had a problem with things being out of place, with dirtiness, like that kind of stuff.
That sets him off real fast.
Yeah, and so like I was thinking it was coming from like a layer of like OC, like obsessive compulsive.
Pretty boy can
yeah, but you know, for me, it just like I immediately look at him, I'm like, you're not a threat at all. Like Goku's just gonna sneeze on you. Yeah, you're
especially like how confident he's like, I'm gonna get him. Those other two guys suck.
And it's like, no, like Silver is probably stronger than you, and White was way more of a threat than you.
And White was way smarter than you.
Yeah, White is easily smarter than you from what we've seen.
You also have no empathy for like you out of the three of you has probably the least empathy for your soldiers. Yeah. The fact that you executed a man for just picking his nose and not finding something on the radar, that sucks. Like that's where it comes down to it with him. It's like he doesn't like. Why does he get 11 episodes? And then you see what's happening in these episodes. It's like, well, we just wasted an episode going back to Roshi's house waiting on a submarine.
Yeah,
it's we wasted half an episode of Bulma running around getting shot at by helicopters, and then we wasted the entire next episode of Goku and Bulma sitting around waiting for Roshi to perv on them.
Like there were multiple moments where they're just standing on the beach, like. And just music's playing and nothing's happening. At one point, it's like Goku's like, "I'm bored. I'm just gonna go grab fish from the ocean since we're waiting."
they waste the time, and the reason why I can tell you exactly why they added the Krillin and launch at the marketplace in the anime is to just bulk time.
Yeah,
it's just purely bulking time, so they don't have to like do anything with the rest of this episode until they fly off in the submarine plane car thing.
I will get to that next episode, but we have one thing to talk about in this episode that is abhorrent. It's over there for the worst part of the show so far.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I guess we might as well just get out because we're probably both going to agree. I don't think anything else can win worst part because at least Roshi
he gets
the Roshi moment gets immediate comeuppance.
Yeah.
The only comeuppance these guys get is when Goku beats him up in about 2 more minutes.
Yeah. But immediately they stop shooting once they find out it's a girl, and they're like, okay, like, what's wrong? They try to help her. And then they're like being cordial, like, to be fair to them to start. They don't seem like they're being bad people.
But then when they realize, immediately, when they think that she's all alone by herself,
they're like, oh, nobody's coming to save you? Well, let's do this. And she multiple times says, I am a child. Please,
I'm 16,
I don't want
wait.
this.
It's like, okay, we'll wait. Okay, wait's over.
Yeah.
It's like, this is in this show?
That part really bothered me. She straight up.
It was hard to watch.
They can't even say we didn't know that she was young. It's like no, she straight up said I don't want this, and I'm 16, and you should not do this, and I don't want this. Please go away. And they just keep coming, and they get closer.
In a morbid way. It's a great way to kind of it's something you could show teenagers and be like, okay, this is a situation that we need to avoid. This is a great example of what can happen. As much as it sounds negative to be like, or it's what can / what will happen in most situations. You might find yourself like this, and it sounds depressing to say it like that, but it's very true that this is a great example. Even in we're 40 years past when this episode was made.
Yeah,
and it is still relevant that you can show this, and it's like this is pretty much exactly how it's going to happen to you. You could be, if you're walking around by yourself, this will almost certainly happen if you walk around by yourself enough in any place, small town, big town, a beach, an island. You will find yourself in a situation like this, and it's depressing and hard to watch. It was physically making me cringe as it was happening. I was it's like, how long is this going to go?
I was shocked Pikachu facing at moments because I was just like, I blocked this from my memory because
it's one of those.
I was just like, I don't remember this happening. Wait, what? Like, are they going to?
For me, it's like, okay, at the start I was like, okay, this surely isn't going to go that long, and then it kept going.
And then it kept getting further away.
And it kept going.
She kept feeling more and more scared and uncomfortable. And, she's been around pervs, basically the entire show.
But no one this aggressive.
No, yeah, even Roshi has never been this outwardly aggressive, where he's like, you're saying no, but I'm going to grab you anyway.
Roshi's doing Looney Tunes schemes, and these guys were just doing it.
Yeah.
There's levels to these moments, and this is as high a level as...
Yeah.
The only way you get higher is if you just...
Actually...
If it happens.
Yeah.
And, I...
Don't
pray to God
I don't want that
never happens in this show.
Yeah,
I can't imagine, knowing what I know about Dragon Ball and Z and everything, that it will ever happen. But for it to even get this close, I'm pretty disappointed.
Yeah, that part really
I was kind of hoping this was an anime exclusive thing, and it didn't come up as that. And I'm like, did Tori really put this in the manga?
Yeah, this one really did bother me.
This is one time where I'm like, Tori, you might have overstepped a little bit here, man.
Yeah. This is one of the first major missteps, in my opinion, of the show.
This is why I'm like, as a first time viewer, you can cringe through it. He's like, I'm just watching the show, but coming back to these episodes and watching them, ooh, that would get tougher on the second, third, fourth, fifth rewatch, where because you're just hoping that it doesn't go as far as it does.
Yeah. And that's where my one shining bit from that part was the fact that Goku wasn't the one to save her immediately. Like, he didn't swoop in and kick these guys in the face as they're trying to assault her. She
actually got herself
She's able to get herself out of the situation without Goku up until they get back in their helicopters and are chasing her down again. And then Goku
Which, of
steps
course,
in.
she can't do much about.
Yeah. She doesn't have a helicopter. She can't run away from these guys.
Yeah, she doesn't have Goku speed and stuff like that. She's not invincible. Like, if she gets shot with a bullet, she dies.
Yeah.
She's still just a regular teenager who just happens to be really smart and good at making things.
Yeah. But then, Goku, I swear I thought he had them killed. Like, and I wrote down, did Goku just kill those guys? Good.
Before we even get there, I do find it kind of funny, and it's like a cringy funny. It was because obviously Goku's, even if he was there, he wouldn't have known it that much.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able. He would have been oblivious to what was actually going on.
But I do find it like a funnily poor tasty moment where Goku's like, great, she's mad.
Yeah,
she's in a bad mood.
He doesn't know what's going on.
But he doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But he does still swoop in real fast.
Yeah.
Get it, like, basically, are these bad guys? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, cool, I get to do my thing. And he kicked the helicopter guy so hard, the helicopter rubber banded like you have a bad peeing in a multiplayer game.
Yeah. And yeah,
which
that
is
was
perfect
one of those
comeuppance for a dude that I kind of was hoping they died.
Yeah,
I kind of hope.
Well, we never saw the guy he kicked in the head again, so he might be dead. We saw two bodies, but neither one of them were him. So
yeah, one of them's dead. No.
But it was that I was glad when the first episode was over. Like, hearing that they're going back to Roshi, I was like, oh god, is it?
You know what? It can't get worse.
Yeah, it can't get worse.
It's only up.
It can't get worse, but man,
it's not as up as I want it to go, but it's only up.
That was easily my least favorite part of the show so far.
And then you start up the next episode, you know, because we're basically in the episode of Goku and them.
Goku and them flying off.
Like he pretty much kills until they confirm at the beginning of the next episode that he didn't technically kill them.
Yeah,
but he pretty much kills two helicopter pilots, which is the perfect comeuppance for what they were trying to do.
Yes.
And then they're like, well, might as well we have to go get a submarine from Roshi's house. And Bulma, completely justifiably so, is like, I just got rid of the worst possible situation. I don't want to have to deal with more from Roshi.
Yeah.
She's like the most justifiable. Like as much as she's justified every time, she's like, I don't want to deal with Roshi. This is the most justified she's been in not wanting to deal with Roshi.
Yeah. And I wrote next moment was like, dang it, they're alive. Like, when they immediately jump to them and they're like, we found them and they're unconscious. I'm like, let them be dead. Let them be dead.
I will say before we get to at the end of the first episode 46.
Yeah.
I did like how they're like, Roshi's house is nearby. Let's go find Roshi. It's like, I don't want to deal with Roshi. And then it flashes to Roshi fishing and he sneezes a couple times like, pretty girl must be nearby. I know, that's the only time I ever sneeze like that. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny.
That was a good cut. But at that point, I forgot about that happening because I was already done with the episode. I was checked out.
It was a funny little chuckle from like, okay, that's a funny way to be like, yeah, Roshi's nearby.
I had checked out on these episodes by that point.
I kind of forgot about it until I looked at I wrote a note about it. I kind of forgot about it until I looked down on the note. And I'm like, oh, there he is.
Yeah. Also, if you're counting at home how long it takes Roshi to have a perverted moment once showing back up, 6 minutes 42 seconds, but and that's counting the intro. That's counting the song, and there wasn't a previous narrator. There wasn't really a previously.
There was a narrator,
but yeah, there was a little bit of a narrator.
About 30 seconds. Maybe.
But you know, if that's counting that, it's about 6 minutes.
I think all in all, it's like as far as actual full blown show runtime, like past narrator and intro. Probably about 2.5 minutes. Two and a half minutes.
Yeah. Which is not breaking any records for how long he's abstained from being a perv. Yeah. So, though I will say watching a dirty movie is not as bad as he's ever gotten. That's pretty tame.
It was the more aggressive. It's still the most aggressive thing he's had in his TV.
Yeah, that is the dirtiest
and you're
movie.
Like, how is he doing this when launching Krillin's around? And then you find out that it's literally just him and the turtle. The turtle's out like cutting grass,
mowing the yard with his like scythes.
Yeah, the turtle's out there like cutting some grass, mowing some crop or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, no one else is in the house. So I guess get your kicks there, Roshi.
Yeah. And so then Bulma and Goku lay in there, and they ask, like, hey, do you have a submarine? He's like, sure, I'll give you the submarine if you give me that fancy shrinking device.
Before we get there, I do have a note. Goku apparently is one of the few things in this world Roshi will stop boobs.
Yeah.
to pay attention to.
Yeah, because they land there, and the turtle has to yell and be like, "Hey, Goku's here!" You know.
And Roshi's like, Goku. Pauses his titty movie.
Yeah, he walks out and he's like, "Goku." He at first he starts with like sticks the head out of the window to be like, "Goku, is that you?" You know. But then some dialogue happens and they basically say, "We need a submarine." He's like, "Well, you can use mine." But then he finds out Bulma has a shrinking device and he's like, "Well, if you give me that," and I wrote,
like, I'll give you the submarine in exchange for the shrinking watch. And I'm like, yep. And
I wrote, nothing bad can happen from a Roshi who can shrink so small you might not notice him, right?
Yeah, it is in that moment where I realized, you know what? I didn't connect the dots because you're so focused on so many other things coming into this episode. Of course, Roshi was gonna somehow manage to get the shrinking device.
Yeah, and then the next thing I wrote down was, the Red Ribbon Army is going to be the one to find the Kame House. Kame House, like hyphen found, is them finding the Kame House. You know?
Yeah, both of them finding the Kame House in the same episode.
Yeah, but I mean, Goku knows where it's at.
Yeah.
Them finding it is alluding to the Red Ribbon Army finding the house because they didn't know it existed before. And then we jump to, like, he's like, "Well, you can borrow it." And they're like, "Well, where is it?" And he says, "Well, Launch and Krillin went shopping." And then you jump to Launch and Krillin, and they're just shopping, and then Launch sneezes, and, then we jump back, and we're seeing people be like, Roshi's waiting. Roshi's giving Bulma a bunch to drink so she'll go use the restroom.
Yeah.
So that he can sneak into the bathroom and look at her naked while in the bathroom.
Because exactly the reason he thinks. So he can shrink down and do his stuff.
Yeah. And then then Launch is...
Then she sneezes. Then Launch, like, because at that point in time, they're like, man, it's really taking him a long time. Hope nothing bad has happened or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, oh, yep, she sneezed. There it is.
And she's beating up everyone on the island to get, or wherever they're at, to get more, to steal all the groceries, basically.
Which, I do have to say, very funny moment happens as she, like, launches out. Yeah. she's beating up the merchant, and then Krillin's like, "Please, Launch, stop, don't hurt him." And Launch is like, "You get away," and just picks him up and chunks him into the stratosphere. It's like, I'm like, how did Krillin land on solid earth and get back to her before she killed everybody else?
Yeah, and like the biggest craziest part for me on that whole thing is that, like, then we get back when, like, cutting forward to when Krillin and Launch get back, and we find out that Launch knows about the sneeze. Like, this is the first confirmed. I sneezed again. Yeah, this is the first confirmed time that Launch has learned about the sneeze, which I guess again makes some sense because, like, she's going to, they're probably told her, like, "Hey, every time you sneeze, you turn into this crazy lady who kills people," And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I sneezed again because I got arrested."
I woke up and everyone was scared of me.
Yeah. But before that, we also get the crazy lore drop of the turtle having a child.
Yes, my son.
My son? What turtle? What are you
turtle
doing?
Son.
So even the male turtles aren't good because he just left his son to die out there, which I guess is more sea turtle. That's sea turtle biology. They just let him go at that point, And then,
but the turtle son says dad, which means where's mom? Yeah. What happened to mom?
Yeah.
And how do you know? Like, of all the parents, I feel like mom would be the one you know. How do you know dad?
Yeah.
How do you know dad? You just happened to be in the ocean next to him, and you didn't even know.
And the only part where I wish they would have expounded upon something in this episode is that, like, we cut to Krillin and Launch showing back up right as that happens.
We cut to Krillin and Launch showing back up after we have the Roshi Perp moment.
Yeah.
Roshi Perp moment. So basically, we see Launch go, full launch.
Yeah.
And Krillin gets launched up into the air.
And then we cut to the turtle. Then we cut back to the turtle thing, and then Roshi's thing.
Yeah, the turtle thing happens, and as the turtle thing's happening, that's when Roshi...
That's when Bulma's like, "I've been here for 8 hours.
I'm going to wash my hands.
I'm going to go to the restroom, whatever,
And Roshi's like, "It's my time. I can do it."
Luckily, by the time he gets in there, she's already done.
Now she's pulling her pants back up.
Yeah. And so then Roshi gets angry and gets flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, he falls in the toilet, gets flushed down the toilet. Apparently, smells awful. Apparently, like, he's like, that's worse than water stew.
Yeah, when
he
he
gets out of the
drain,
sewage system.
Yeah. Which luckily he was able to get out of the drain before he fell into the ocean.
Yeah, because I assume it just drained. Like they just drained it into the ocean.
Yeah, they live right there on the ocean. There's only one house.
Why did you drain your sewage into the ocean? I didn't need it. The ocean was right there.
Yeah. And then we get a lore drop of probably where the Dragon Ball is. Like, for all intents and purposes, the Dragon Ball is probably with all the pirates' treasure in some cove underwater that we're going to end up going to eventually. Is my guess.
And
that guess is well educated.
It's a well educated guess. And also, fun fact, by the end of this episode, we finish it up. We learn about the pirates. Roshi luckily does not have any more pervy moments because he can't convince Launch to go take a shower.
Yeah.
They then are like, okay, we're going to go find this. And Krillin's like, can I come?
And my boy K-Rillin's back on the team.
Krillin's coming back. Let's go.
We're speedrunning these first 2 arcs and these next 2 arcs.
And so then they take off in the submarine flying machine thing.
And as that's happening,
the spy helicopter sees the submarine flying machine. He's like, should I follow?
And Blue's like, no, go to the Dragon Balls.
And honestly, I respect Blue. He's like pretty actually semi-intelligent thing to do because I think that they're finding Goku's headquarters.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just retrace where that machine came, like that flying machine came from, and you're probably going to find his hideout, or his HQ.
And another key part is that he left the Dragon Balls at Roshi's house.
Well, technically, Bulma did.
Yeah,
Bulma left the satchel with the Dragon Balls at Roshi's house. And so then they find the Kame house. They find Roshi's house, which only has Roshi, Lunch, Sea Turtle, presumably the Sea Turtle's son. We don't really see him.
Sea Turtle Jr.
Yeah.
The great... That's all I want.
Turtle.
I want more of that. I want more of young Turtle.
Dude, I so much want to predict that, like, the young Turtle saves the day. Yeah. But I have a feeling it's going to be launched. It's going to be Roshi getting launched in his knees and them fighting side by side.
Yeah.
It's my guess.
But then at the end of the episode, the Kame house is found by the Red Ribbon Army,
and they scan the life forms.
And then General Blue makes the wrong assumption of this must be the evil mastermind who was running everything.
It was supposed to be.
He must have created the Dragon Radar.
Yeah, he must be the scientist that created the radar for the young boy. And then it just flashes to Roshi just having incoherent perv noises. Yeah. It's like, like, yep, sure is a scientist.
Sure is the mad genius here. But yeah, that's basically where the episode ends off. Is Krillin is flying with Goku and Bulma to go find the pirate treasure and. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. And so, Jesse, with that being done, let's go back up to your predictions.
Yeah, let's go.
Prediction number 1 is that Bulma is going to have a bad day. I would say if that doesn't count as a bad day, I don't know what does. So I'm going to go ahead and say, Jesse, you got that one.
I'm going to go ahead and say I get the automatic point I knew I was probably going to get.
Yeah. Having to fix she's gonna have to fix the watch while shrunk. That one did not happen.
I thought that was good. You know what? I'm glad I didn't predict what the actual bad day was.
If you had predicted that, I'd have been like, Jesse, what the heck?
Jesse, you can't say that.
They'll find Roshi and the gang in the wild. Incorrect, because they do find the Kame. They found Roshi and the gang where they're supposed to be. And Roshi gives Goku some help. Yes, he gives him the submarine and a Krillin to follow with him.
Yeah.
You have gained 1 Krillin to your inventory. So that's
dispatch him at your leisure.
And so yeah, Jesse, you went probably 50. We'd say 50%.
50%, yeah.
To 4. So moving into the next 2 episodes. And those next 2 episodes are named.
And none of my saga predictions have come true.
Yeah, none of your saga predictions they're still on the table, but they're not
incorrect. Yeah. They're not correct or incorrect.
Episode 48 and 49 are called Deep Blue Sea and Roshi Surprise. So, Jesse, what do you think those 2 things give you?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and presume Deep Blue Sea is mostly going to be following Goku, Krillin, and Bulma as they try to, like, locate. I'm going to say they're going to try to locate. I'm not going to say they're going to get it yet. They might get it toward, like, in the middle of the next episode.
Okay.
But in this episode specifically, they're going to start finding the cove where they get the
underwater
Dragon
Ball.
Yeah. Seems like an easy guess. Like, what else are they doing in the Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah.
Except maybe getting, like, shot down by a missile, but I'm not going to guess that.
Yeah. So what about Roshi's surprise?
Roshi's surprise? That makes me think... I think I'm just going to keep going with what I said just a few minutes ago. I think the Roshi surprise is he's going to start, like, fighting the Red Ribbon Army, and they're going to, like, be beating up each other. Okay. And one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to use the watch and grow really big. Okay. And, like, fight him as giant Ant-Man man. Yeah. Or he's going to make Launch sneeze, and then Launch is going to save the day. Okay. And that one of those is the Roshi surprise. Okay. Because the Red Ribbon Army are going to show up and going to be like, oh, Launch isn't a threat. That sea turtle, we could just throw him in the ocean and he'll be fine. Yeah. And... I like those guesses. We got to fight this scientist dude.
I like those guesses. I enjoy those guesses. That you went on a limb for some. You went pretty easy on some others. You know,
it feels like if it's anything but them going to the cove and like at least attempting to get the Dragon Ball in the first episode, I would be very surprised.
We're gonna be on this episode next week, being like, "What are we doing?" And we're spinning our wheels.
You know what we talked about it. We completely forgot to do it.
Oh yeah! By the way, guys, it
Merry
is
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This is the Christmas episode.
We are coming to you live from a week before Christmas. Yeah. So, but Merry Christmas to you guys. I hope you guys got all of your toys and your video games and your lovely memories and stuff for Christmas.
Yeah, we kind of flipped this. We meant to start the episode like this. We were so enamored by how bad those two episodes were.
I apologize, we didn't lead off with this, but we were so irritated by these episodes.
We were like, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah, these episodes made me
I just happened to think about it. I'm like, wait a second, we never said Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we're past Thanksgiving.
That's how frazzled our brains are from this episode.
But yeah, so for some background, we are recording this episode and our New Year's episode the week before Christmas. Yeah. So that we can take at least 1 week off for Christmas and we can come back on New Year's Day to record
It's been a busy like month and a half for both of us. So we've had a lot of double recording episodes here.
Yeah, just trying to give each other a little bit of time to,
Because we've each had there's been a couple of weeks where we've each had something else to do. Obviously, Thanksgiving is also on a Thursday. We're not recording on Thanksgiving. Yeah. We don't record on New Year's. We need to get something for New Year's Day.
We're going to have to record sometime after the week of New Year's Day. We might record on New Year's Day. It might be the 2nd. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, there will be an episode every week as this goes on. But
So just spoiler alert. Next episode, we're going to guarantee it because we're going to record it here in about an hour after we finish this episode and we watch the next 2 episodes. We are making a pact. We will say Happy New Year at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. And surely you will not hold us to that if we forget to yet again.
And next week, in our next week's episode, you will hear what our New Year's resolutions are. For the show and maybe for some personal life stuff,
I don't have much I don't know. No idea what my New Year's. But I'll tell you, I failed my initial New Year's resolution from this last year. But we can talk about that next episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next episode. So Jesse, before we log off here, what was your worst part? And let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Bulma almost getting assaulted by the Red Ribbon Army goons. Yep. Congratulations, you win the worst part of the show through 47 episodes. Yep. Good for you.
And I would, you know what? I would love to say, hopefully, the worst part of the show for a very, very, very long time.
Nothing else comes to memory that could even comes close to it.
Yeah. So that's the problem. It's like if you block this one out, anything worse than this one, surely you blocked out from your memory.
Yeah. And so then, Jesse, I guess we should come down to what is your best part of the episode. I think there are a few runners-ups, honorable mentions in this one for me.
I mean, Goku absolutely giving those pilots what they deserve is a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was in my running for ones that I was putting in the list.
Yeah, trying to think. The Goku funny moment with the Max is it got me a chuckle. I don't think it's not going to win, but it's a mentionable chuckle. Yeah. You get
anytime General Red talks in these episodes were pretty good.
I would say the introduction to Blue is actually pretty decent. It's if there's one thing I can say about Dragon Ball so far in the episodes, the 47 episodes now that we've watched, they're really good at introducing new characters and immediately giving you enough to know, like, to diagnose their personality. It may not fully diagnose their personality, but the moment they start talking or like doing an action in an introduction, you're like, I know what this character is about.
Yeah, I recognize what you're doing with this guy, and
like even with Ader, where it's like it built him up the first episode before that he's going to be this destructive killing machine. As soon as he opened his mouth, I'm like, oh, Goku's probably going to befriend this guy.
Yeah, Goku's like, going to become his friend. Yeah,
look at that, he's a pacifist.
Yeah. And like Krillin in his first introduction, like the first time he speaks, you can tell immediately who he is. Like he's he's that overachiever who thinks he's all hot crap, but then he has deep insecurities about his own personal self-worth. Yeah. You can tell that from a needle drop.
It's like they're very good at, like, Roshi kind of figured out pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you get a character introduction, you're like, okay, I know what this is gonna happen.
I know exactly who this person is. So yeah,
if you don't exactly know, because like the character changes a little bit, they give you what they want you to think, and then they fully reveal it later, and like a full reveal. Like with Oolong, you're like, oh, it's gonna be like a big monster dude, and then you start shapeshifting. You're like, that's kind of weird, and then you find out he's just a pig who's just lonely and still like kidnapping children.
Yeah,
like you're like, okay, that makes sense.
To heck, yes.
Yeah.
And so then Jesse, so are you saying that your best part is the character intro then, probably?
Character intro or the just Goku beating the crap out of the two pilots.
Yeah,
those are probably the two easiest, because there's not a whole lot in the second episode. That's good. There's chuckles, but there's not a whole lot.
You know what my best part is going to be?
It's Krillin joining the team.
Krillin joins the squad. We get more Krillin. I love him. He's right behind me. I've got some Funko Pops. I've got Bulma, Oolong, Goku, and Krillin.
Yep.
I'm working on getting Roshi. I'm working on getting an alternate Goku. There's also an Emperor Pilaf one that's like $20, and I'm like, should I go for it? Should I not?
Honestly, I would probably recommend it, because it seems like they're like they might be going like bankrupt, and then those things will shoot up in price because now they're big collectibles.
Yeah,
there's no more reproduction on them, so you have to get them.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that Pilaf one. I'm trying to gather the ones as we come across them that like are of the of the current Dragon Ball. Like they're the only Roshi one that I've seen so far is from GT.
So if we never get like a podcast studio, that will be part of our podcast studio.
Yeah,
and hopefully
characters get introduced, they get added to the Funko wall.
Which would be, again, it'd be really fun, like especially if we get a podcast studio and start doing like camera work where you can like set a background where it's like all the characters that we've met along the way. That'd be really cool. Is that going to happen anytime in the next year or two?
Tune in next week to find out what our resolutions are. And that's a good time to leave off. You can reach out to us at becomingsaiyans@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok at Becoming Saiyans Pod. We post there somewhat regularly. We both have access to it. You can reach out to us there at any point. Go like us. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of the fun stuff. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating if you're enjoying this. I found out that that's how the algorithm works for Spotify and Apple Podcasts to push your podcast. The more reviews you have that are positive, the more likely you are to pop up in front of other people. So if you want us to keep doing this, you want to see our fancy studio where we have all the Dragon Ball Funko Pops in the world behind us, you're going to have to, start getting us in front of some people so we can get out there and get some stuff going. But until next week...
I'm trying to like grubby capitalist or anything.
Yeah, but Jesse and I both don't have like the best paying jobs in the world that pay us enough money to rent a studio.
Full disclosure. Funny thing with my job was I actually didn't realize I got a raise like in July until like my most recent paycheck, because I just happened to look at it. I'm like, wait a second.
But until next week, I've been Truman.
And I've been Jesse.
And the journey continues.
Bye.